Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Sorry about the slight delay. I was just having problems connecting to YouTube, but now everything seems to be working fine. Okay, so if you can hear me loud and clear, please post some comments in the comments box so I can see that before we continue. Okay, I'm just looking over here to the side because I'm looking at my main monitor here. So if you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know in the comments box before we continue. Okay, so Paul says yes, loud and clear from Monique. Fantastic. All right, so we have quite a lot of you also tuning in here from different parts of the world. It's amazing. We have AMK from India. We have Peder, I think, from Sweden. Awesome. Hongju, sorry, from Korea. We also have Ahmed from Milton Keynes. Right, I've been to Milton Keynes. I know that's over here in the UK, so good to hear from you. We also have Paul saying hi here from the UK. Fantastic. Let's take a look here. I have a comment here from Al Haji saying, new camera, you look younger. Awesome. Brenda says all good. Fantastic. So we're also on Facebook, on YouTube. We also have Andy from Scotland. Awesome. Vodka. Unfortunately, I can't read your name, but that looks like it's Russian. It says in our country, holidays is very wonderful. Vodka. Right. We also have Hassan from Espana. Let's take a look here. Helio from Brazil. Awesome. Shano, good to see you. We also have Tariff Tech saying hi. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So, first of all, there's a few things I need to talk about. And that is number one, that tutorial that I was telling you about, which, shows you how to design a WordPress website. In fact, I showed you last time. In fact, what I could do is, why don't I show you that website right now? The tutorial is out. It's on YouTube. So if you want to take some time out and learn how to design this website itself, you can go ahead and watch that tutorial. I'm just going to switch over to it now. There we go. So this is the website that I show you step by step how to design. Okay, so that's the about page. The home page. This is the about page. So I show you step by step how to create this. Okay, let's head over here to the services page. Okay, so that's the services page right there. I also show you how to create this. Okay, and then we also have the blog and the contact page. Okay, so that's the blog page. And this is the contact page. Okay, so I show you how to customize your contact page and make your form look like that. And the great thing as well is you can also replace all this information here with your own. So it is that flexible. In fact, I also have a video background here, an example of a homepage with a video background. So let me show you how that looks. So there we go. That's the video background. Hopefully you can see that on the live stream. Okay, so I also show you how to put that together. Okay, so it is quite a long tutorial. It's about over an hour. So if you're patient and you want to go ahead and follow that step by step, you can go ahead and do that. And also I'm doing a special. I'm giving away all these pages, for the members of Mac University. So if you're a member, you also get all these pages. So this will give you a quick start to start designing your websites fast. So you can also use these templates in your commercial projects, or you can use them in your own project. Okay, and also I'd like to mention that the Gutenberg course is now out, the WordPress Gutenberg for those members. It's also in the members area, and the membership course as well is also in there. There's a few few courses that I just need to upload, but the course is now out there. Now, for those of you that bought the MemberPress plugin, because remember, I made a promise that if you buy the MemberPress plugin, I will give you access to the course. Please send me an email or a message on macuniversity.com just to remind me that to add you onto the list. So please send me an email so that I can give you access to that course. Right. What we're going to do today is slightly different. We are going to take a look at the header area of a website and see how we can design different ways we can design the header. Because what I've noticed, even when I do the website reviews, is people just use one style of design on the header area. So I'm going to take some time out to go into the header and show you how you can also do different designs for the header area. Okay, and if you have any questions throughout all this, please do ask your questions in the comments box, and I'll do my best to take a quick look and respond to them as we go. All right, so let's take a look here. Ahmed said, welcome back, Mac. Yes, Morten from Denmark as well has just joined us. That's fantastic. Right. Okay. So let's get started. I don't want to waste too much of your time. Let's go in and let's start working on this. Right. And by the way, this is a new camera. It's now streaming in, it's a high res. Before it was 720p. This one here is full HD. So that's why it's a bit more brighter and it looks much better. Sometimes I go over the top because I would like all these streams to look really, really professional. So for all these sessions that we're doing, I'd like to look the best and also produce the best work. So that is why I I just put a lot of investments in all the gear and make the show look really, really awesome. And the next purchase is going to be a mixer. So I'm going to upgrade my mixer to a much, much, much better mixer. So the sound also should be fantastic. Okay. Right, so let's get started. I'm going to switch over here now to my computer and let's go to the tutorial. Right. So what we're going to do here is we are going to head over. So in fact, let me open a new tab so you can see the tab as I'm working on this. Okay, so this is the website currently, and this is how most people just design their websites. It's basic. All I've done here is change the color. So I'll be going through all of that in this tutorial. So what I'm going to do now is to come over here to customize. Okay. So over here on customize, we go to header and navigation. And then we can go to the first option here, which is the header format, okay? So in the header format, you notice that here we are on the default, okay? So we're not going to touch that yet. So you can do quite a few things here. You can hide the header on navigation scroll. So you can see right now with this check mark, right, the header is gone, okay? And then when I start scrolling, that's when you see the header. So this may be something that you may want to go with to perhaps maybe keep your page very clean without any distractions. So this is something that you can also do, okay? So you can hide the navigation until you scroll. So let's take a look at the home page now, okay? So now when I start scrolling, now we see the navigation, okay? So that's one option that you could do. I'm going to disable that. Okay, now, yes, last week when I was doing the video reviews, I noticed that there was a design. I think it was a wine company, wine website that had a navigation over on the left. So this is also what we can do. I'm going to enable the vertical navigation and look at what happens now. My navigation is now on the left, and I think this looks really, really cool. In fact, let's publish this, and then let's take a look at this design. So I'm going to come over here. Refresh the page, and you can see here my navigation is now on the left, so I can go to the about page. So as you can see here, everything looks really cool with my navigation on there on the left. So that's my website, blog, contact. Okay. Now, just as a matter of interest, how many of you knew about this option in the Divi Builder? Please leave your comments in the comments box. Just say, yes, I knew about this in the comments box, because this is something that I don't really see when we design websites using Divi. So if you knew about this, let me know in the comments box. Just say, yes, I knew, or no, I didn't know in the comments box. I'm just interested to see. Okay, so this is the first design. Okay, on the sidebar. Right, so I'm just going to disable this, and I'm also going to show you other options that we can play around with to achieve a different design. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to take a look at the right. So Brenda here says yes. Monique says yes. Agante says yes. Yes, I have quite a few yeses here. That's awesome. Okay, that's fantastic. Ahmed says I also knew about it. Corinne says yes. Wayne says, can you disable header completely and create your own? Right, not yet. Wayne, not yet. We are actually waiting for an update from Elegant Themes, which is going to bring this new feature where we can actually have the ability to build our own headers and footers. So this is an update that Elegant Themes promised us, so we're still waiting for that. So right now, we're just going to do with what we have and try and, customize that and see how we can have alternative designs. So if you have, let's say, 3-4 websites, you may want to vary them. So these are the options that you can play around with. Maybe have the menu, the header area on the side, have the menu on the side. So that also gives you like an alternative design to, your standard way of people, designing websites the way they do. Right. Andy says, yes, I knew, but it doesn't seem popular these days. Right. CSS Portal says, how does that look on mobile? Okay, I'm going to in fact, you know what? You've put me on the spot there. I'm going to take a quick look now and see how that actually looks on mobile. Okay. So it looks like quite a lot of you knew about this feature from before. That's quite interesting because I haven't really seen quite a lot of you having these alternative sort of like designs. In fact, from the website reviews, I have not seen anyone use the sidebar apart from last week or on Saturday. Okay, let's dive back in and let me show you other options or other ways you can style your header. Okay, so I'm going to switch back over here to my... In fact, something happened here. Am I streaming in HD? Yes, I am. Okay, fantastic. Russell says... Russell has also a very good comment here saying you change your template to blank and then add your own header and footer on the actual page. So when you design your pages on your site, you can actually go in and select a blank template. So when you create a blank template, that means that at the top and the bottom now, it doesn't have anything on it. So what you could do is you create the header and then make it a global item. And then the footer can also be a global, so that can be applied throughout the whole website. Hope that makes sense. So, Russell, thank you very much for reminding me about that. Right. Yes, Ahmed, that's also a very good point. It's good if you have a short text menu. So if you have a long menu, which is, like super long, that doesn't really work very well. But if you have a few pages on your site, that works much better. Okay, so just a note there. Okay, so now that we have this, let's move on and let's do some more customizations here. Right, so I'm going to switch over here to my website. So what I'm going to do now is, you can see here on our header style, we have default, okay? Let's play around with these different ways of having changing our header. So if I come over here to centered, okay, notice what happens. Okay, it looks like something is stuck here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is another way that you can style this. So now I've changed it to centered. So as you can see, my logo is now in the middle and we have the navigation on the bottom. So again, this is something that you can actually use to have an alternative design rather than, the design that everybody else, does pretty much when they build their website. Now, the ones that I'm mostly interested in is the slide in and the full screen. But before we go into that, let's go into the centered inline logo. And again, this is an option that you could use as well. But ideally, you want to use this when you have equal number of pages on both sides. So if you have 3 here, you want to also have 3 over here just to balance the design. Because right now it looks a bit weird with 3 items on the left and 2 items on the right. So it works much better if you have 3 on each side, 2 on each side, or 4 on each side. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this one here is the slide in. So I'm going to activate it. Now, how this works is you now have the hamburger icon here on the top. So when you click on it, this is where you get the slide in. Okay. And when it slides in this way, it allows you now to choose which navigation you want to go to. So you can go to the home, about, and so on. So I think this one here is quite interesting, especially if you want to be creative and you also gauge your audience and they're actually used to using your website. So I wouldn't really use this, like for any type of website, but I think people that love those creative type websites can automatically see that you have a hamburger icon and that is what you click. So with that selected now, if we take a look at this, our colors are now off. So ideally, you want to go in and customize these colors, the text, and so on to make it look much better. So let's see how we can customize that. So now that the slide in has been selected, you notice that we have an entry here called a slide in and full header settings. So if you click here, we now have the options to actually increase the header size. Can you see here, I'm increasing the text size. The menu text size is getting bigger. Okay, but of course you don't want it too big, so I'm just going to leave it at about 18. Okay, and then over here, top bar text size, again, that's in the search box, so you can see there it's increasing, but again, I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, on the bottom here, we can still also do all these other customizations, like, for example, the font style. You can make it bold, and you can see right away that it's bold. You can make it all caps if you want, and I think that actually looks much better. Now, here we go on the background color. So this is the color that comes in by default. Okay, so what you want to do is to go in and then change these colors to your branding colors. So as you can see here, these are all the branding colors. But for that, I think this works better if you have, one of the colors in your color palette. So I think for this case, for this example, this one here actually works. Okay, and then over here, you can also change your menu color. So you can go in there, change the menu color like that. So now you can see that's my main color. And then you can also choose the active color, the top bar text, and so on. So you can actually go in and customize quite a lot here. So look, we also have the search background. So if I go in there, you can see I've just added my search there background. So I can actually do that. Or I can just add a bit of transparency to it. Okay, just like that. Just to show that there's something there. Okay, and I think that looks much better actually. Okay, and then you can also change the search bar text color as well. So if you want to change it to that, okay, you can always play around with that. So that's how quickly you can customize this sidebar if you choose to have this type of navigation. Okay, so it's quite stylish and it actually works really well. Right, so let's move on to the next one. In fact, before we move on to the next one, I just want to make sure that I don't have any questions. So I'm going to switch over here and take some questions just in case we have some. Right. Sifo, good to see you. Right, awesome. Right, there's some questions here. Okay, Brent, it's just a comment here. Right. Al-Haji, yes, Divi doesn't have a native way of adding these icons, but yes, I totally agree. This is something that could be really, really cool if you could actually do that. But I think this is a feature that will be coming later on when they do the update of enabling us to build the header and the footer. So I'm really, really looking forward to that, because I think that's going to be one of my favorite features, and also the ability to create our own templates. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. So you can imagine how crazy we can go with that, with the templates, again, with the dynamic content. So that's going to be huge. So I'm really, really looking forward to that as well. I'm just going to switch over here to YouTube and see. I think there's quite a few questions here as well. Moving up on says, can I get any other setup instruction? Just setting a website. If you use WordPress, do you still need a host separately? Right. When you set up WordPress, definitely you're going to need hosting. So hosting is very, very important. But you can try and design your website locally on your computer. So that's what I also do here. In fact, I think I did a tutorial. Let me take a look here. Okay, I don't think I have it here, but there's a way you can actually set up your website. I mean, set up WordPress on your local machine, do all your designs there, and then once you're ready to host your website, then you can find a hosting and create your domain name and do it that way. In fact, if you watch the tutorial that I've just uploaded today, it goes in step by step on how to set up your hosting, your domain name, and just that whole process. And the advantages of doing it this way is some of these hosting companies, during the domain registration process, they actually install WordPress for you. So that is a good way forward, because you don't have to stress or worry about trying to load WordPress yourself. Because back in the day, I'm sure some of you remember, we used to set up WordPress manually, and that used to be a headache, because you had to make sure that it's connected with your database. And for most people, that was a stumbling block, because in most cases things didn't go very well, and you always used to get this error establishing database. I mean, I used to get it a lot. So with these hosting companies now, they set your WordPress website during that process that you set up your hosting. So which is an advantage, but you do need hosting in order for you to run a WordPress website. Okay, right. Let's take a look here. Ahmed here says you can also use XMAP, XAMP, and MAMP server. Yes, absolutely. But the one I'm using on my local machine right now is called Local by Flywheel. In fact, let me type it in here so you can see it. It's called Local by Flywheel. If you search for this, Flywheel. Right. If you search for Local by Flywheel, you will get to, you'll go to the website that allows you to download it. It's free. You can download it both for Mac and also for Windows. It's quite stable. I mean, before it used to be a bit buggy, but so far so good. I've actually used it, and it's actually working quite well. And this website that I'm actually demoing right now is actually running Local by Flywheel, because it allows you to have, multiple websites on there. So that's how I create all my tutorials. Okay, let's have a look here if there's any more questions. Yeah, Agante also says Local by Flywheel, and it's totally easy. Absolutely. I mean, setting it up is just next. I mean, it's very straightforward, and once you set it up, all your files are on your local machine. And in fact, doing it that way, things may even work faster, because you don't have to be making updates to the website on the actual server. Okay. Right. Okay. Moving on. It looks like we don't have any more questions here. So let's continue. Right. So moving on. So moving on here. So this is how you actually brand it over here on the side and make sure that you have your branding colors going on. Because if you don't use your branding colors, again, it's going to look very unprofessional. It won't look like it's seamless. So it's very, very important that you use your branding colors over here. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So I'm just going to go back over here. Header format. So now I'm going to change this to full screen. Okay. Now again, a lot of people don't use full screen. I haven't really seen anyone use full screen, but these options here are for creative type websites where people are sort of like used to the flow on the actual website. So again, if I click here on this hamburger icon, you notice that we have this design now. So this is a way to navigate to your pages. And if you want to get out of it, you just click this X here on the top. But you can also go back over here and then you can go into styling this as well. So you can actually change this background color. So let's say I come in here, choose that one, but of course that one doesn't work. This one doesn't work either, but you can also play around with the transparency and all the settings over here. Okay. So I'm just going to bring it back to this color because this is what makes my buttons here really stand out. So these are the options that you can play around with and make your website look much, much better. So again, here with the sizes, if you want, you can make your font style bold, and you can also show your top bar. Let's have a look here, but you can also disable this and remove your top bar. Okay, so this is another option that you can use to make your website slightly different and move away from the basic styles and basic ways that most people design their website. Okay, so I'm just going to close this for now, and then there's also one more thing that you can do, and I'm just going to switch back over here. So if I come over here to primary, in fact, I just need to change my header style back to the default so that we can see all our links. Okay, so if I come back over here to the primary menu, okay, we can make this full width. Now, I prefer working with this full width because when it's full width that way, I have more space of adding more links here if I need to. So this is actually my preferred way of having my website. Now, there's a question that I got from, I forgot who it was, that if we set our website to have a sidebar, does that actually work very well in mobile devices? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. In fact, where it is. Okay, there we go. Right, so let's test this and see how this actually looks. So I'm going to click here on the smartphone, and what happens now is when you click here on tablet, this actually changes, and this is how it looks like. Okay, and of course you can customize this and make it look the way you want. Okay, and then over here, same thing. On the mobile device, this is how it looks like. So I don't think it's actually bad. I think that would actually work very well. Okay, but of course we don't have a lot of ways that we can customize it when it's on the tablet and when it's on the phone, apart from just the colors and the text. But this is how it would look. Okay, so I'm going to switch back over here to my desktop. Now, there's also one thing that you can do here is to have a secondary menu on the top there. So you can also play around with that, and so to do that, you want to come over here. In fact, header elements. So you can show your social media icons. I'll just activate that. Now, I don't need the search, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then over here, you can have your phone number. Okay, and that's obviously a fake number. And you can add your email like that. Okay, so you want to publish that. Right, so when I come over here now and I refresh, you notice that we have this top bar now on the top where we have the phone number, the email address, and social media icons. So that's something that you can also add onto your website to make it look slightly different. And then you can go back in and customize that top bar. So if I come back over here, I can actually go in and customize my background color, make it dark. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so now you can see it's really dark. And again, this is a color from my color palette. So that looks really, really nice. Now, what you could also do now is you can actually move these, have these over here to the right and so on using CSS. But we won't be covering that today. But these are just the quick things that you can actually do to your menu to make it look slightly different. So you want to try and move away from the standard way that most people design their websites and do it this way. So that you have alternative designs on your site. Okay, so I've just changed the color there. I think that looks even much better. And you can also adjust the sizes. So right now it's 12. So you can bring it up to maybe about, let's say 14. Add some letter spacing. You can make it bold if you want to as well. I'm just going to click here on publish. And let's refresh this and see how it looks now. Okay, so it's slightly bigger and it also has letter spacing. So there's a few things that you can do. You can go in there and make some adjustments to that secondary menu bar. But this actually looks much better when you sign out. In fact, before I do that, I just want to remove the letter spacing because that doesn't really look nice. Okay, so let me publish that, and then I'm going to sign out of this so you can really see it. Okay, so that's how it looks. Okay, so those are the sort of like few designs that you can do to customize your website, make it look slightly different. But the main takeaway here is when you design your headers and footers, don't just make it white. Use your branding colors because that can make your website really, really stand out and look professional. Okay, so make sure you use your branding colors for your headers to stylize it. Okay, right. So any questions? RV says, for beginners who have issues transferring sites from local to a host, I find it easier for smaller sites to create a page on the host and import the JSON for each page. Yes, that's a very good way of doing it, RV. But there's even a better way. There's a plugin called All-in-One Migration. I've actually done a tutorial about it. You install it on your main, on the website that you need to transfer. So you back up all the files. It creates a .wp RSS, file. And then you go to the website on the actual server. It has to be a basic WordPress install though, because it will override everything that's on it. So when you go to the other website that you need to migrate to, you install the same plugin onto that. And once you've installed the same plugin, you then import that backup from your computer, and then it just brings on everything. Your font settings, your colors, your images, everything just fits into place. It's absolutely amazing. When the developers contacted me, at first I thought, nah, these guys, a lot of these plugins don't really work well. And he said to me, listen, Mac, trust me, just try it out. And then if you like it, do a video tutorial about it because your audience is going to like it. So I've actually made a video about it, which is quite popular on the YouTube channel. It's called All-in-One WP Migration. Yeah, it's a very, very easy tool to use. So you could actually use that. It's actually faster than what you're suggesting here, RV. So try it out if you actually do this on a occasionally where you migrate websites. And this also works from from whichever way. So it could be from your main website to your local machine. It could be from one host to a different host. So that's what I do. And it works really, really well. It's seamless. Monique says, all-in-one migration is fantastic. So Monique here uses for backups, even though hosting companies backs it up anyway. Yes, that's very, very important. So it's very quick. You back up your website and it saves it on your computer. But I would say though, if you have a massive website, I can't remember their cap, but if you have a massive website, for that migration, you'd have to go for the paid option. But if you have a basic website, which is not really, big, it has maybe 10, 15 pages, and it doesn't have a lot of media, that should be enough to qualify for the free option. Okay, right. Let's take a look here. What's happening on Facebook? Paul says, how easy is it to migrate from Flywheel to your hosting platform? It's actually quite easy. Again, use the same plugin, the all-in-one WP Migrate. If you use that same plugin, it is very, very easy. You just install it on the local website or the local website, and then install the same plugin on the actual website you need to migrate to. And then once you do that, you back it up from the local here, and then you import it from the website that you need to migrate to. Very, very easy. In fact, I have a video tutorial. That tutorial is quite short, and it will take you to it will show you exactly what you need to do. Right. There's also a question here. Louise, last week, yes, you asked me about the filterable portfolio. To be honest with you, I didn't have a chance to look into it. I'm going to make a note now and look into it for you, and then I may do a quick demo in our next live. So let me just write it down here. I'm really, really sorry about that. Filterable portfolio. And I think this is also one of those modules that needs a massive update as well. Let's take a look here. Pranav says, any idea on how to add a call to action in the menu? Yes, I've done some tutorials on how to add this on the menu. So it's achieved by using CSS. So that's something, again, that if I were to do it here, it would take quite long. But I will find that tutorial for you and add it on there. And also how to add icons onto your menus. I've done a tutorial about it, so I'll add it on here as well, just in case you want to do that. But things will get even much, much easier. And fingers crossed, we're going to get the header and the footer update, which allows us to build our own header and footers. So that's going to be very, very interesting once that comes out. Right, there's a link here that is sent by Tech with Kusa. Let's have a look. Right, I think this looks like it's... Okay. I'll take a look at that. Okay, right. So, any more questions so far? Any more questions? Oh, Monique, thank you very much. Right, Monique has shared the link here with us, which is brilliant. So, I'm going to share this in Facebook. So, here is the video, okay? That shows you how to use the WP Migrate, okay? So thank you, Monique, for that. You've just saved me trying to find that video and then posting it later. Moving on up has just downloaded local. Great. So I'm actually happy that that you guys actually use some of these tips that we discuss here. So it just makes the whole process of designing websites much easier. In fact, I was having a chat with my son the other day, and I was saying to him, well, to have the knowledge that I have right now, it's been, quite painful because there was a lot of trial and errors in trying to set up things and they don't work. So when I teach these things now, it sounds like it's quite easy and the world of design and plugins just work together. But the reality is it comes through testing and then finding that one plugin or that one solution that actually works and makes things easier. So those are the sort of things that I try to teach. So when I see some of you guys here use some of these things that I'm suggesting, I really get excited about that because it will save you time to do all that research and try and find out if things work or not. So even this WP migration, I don't know if you guys know, there was a company called iThemes. I'm not sure if it's still there. They had a product called Backup Buddy, right? That plugin was awful. I had to migrate my clients' websites from different hosting accounts and all of that. And every single time it didn't work. And it used to drive me crazy. But when I came across this plugin, to be honest, this has saved me so much time and so much headache, because when you're constantly working and you're on the computer, it sometimes gets very frustrating when you're working on things that don't work. And I'm sure you have that same experience. So this plugin it just makes everything much easier. Even the paid option. I mean, I went away and paid, because I knew I'll be using this, anytime. So you can download all your files to Dropbox, to Google Drive, and so on. So it's very versatile. It's fantastic. Right. Okay. Any more questions? So, in fact, let me take a look here. Majid, what is the problem there? What are you trying to load up? Because I'm not sure what is not loading up. Your comment here says the media could not be loaded, either because your server or network failed or because the format is not supported. What is it you're trying to load? If you can just share some more details regarding that, please. Right. Any more questions? Russell says, I've been a web designer for years and always learn something in your videos and tutorials. That's why I joined up. Oh, thank you very much. It's always nice to hear those comments, and I really appreciate it. Appreciate that, Russell. Thank you. So I'm also looking forward to new updates, and also looking forward to new DIVI features, because DIVI is going to get much more solid, and also give us the opportunity to make even more amazing designs. In fact, I'm really looking forward to the templates, how to create our own templates, because that combined with dynamic content, you can design awesome looking websites. So all you guys that are on the membership, you've done actually a very good, you've actually chosen a very good way of learning, because all these things here I'll be sharing in the membership. And now that I can see that our live stream is stable, all these live streams now will be only for members very soon. This is the second time I've been using Ecamm Live. So again, I forgot who suggested that I should use Ecamm Live, but I mean that was a very good tip. I tried it out and it's working seamlessly, and I'm sure we don't have any issues. The video seems like it's stable. The quality is very good. So I'm actually amazed that this is working really well. Shivam says how to write a blog using Yoast SEO. Right. Now, SEO specifically Yoast. It's a very, very good plugin. But what I've done is I've intentionally left out doing SEO, the SEO tutorials, because it's going to be part of the flagship course, which is called, what's it called again? I've just gone blank. It's crazy. The web design formula. How could I forget that? This is crazy. And this is what happens on live, you know. If this was happening while I was recording, I'll just edit it out. But now you can see my real reactions. Okay, the web design formula. So the web design formula is going to have everything. This is the SEO part of it, how to get traffic to your website, how to build your own website, blogging, types of blogging, and all of that. So I'm really saving these topics for the main course. That's going to be the flagship course moving forward. So I've actually intentionally left it out. But of course, if you're part of the members of the membership of Mac University, you will get that course absolutely free. Okay. And by the way, I will also be increasing the price as we go, as I add new courses on there. So make sure you sign up for the membership while the price is low, because once you start adding all these big courses on there and more support and all of that, I'm definitely going to be increasing the prices for these courses, because this is going to be the place for learning how to design websites. And also in the future, in fact, maybe after about 6 months, I'm going to be talking about how to make money with your websites, because this is the ultimate goal. Because when you take a look at your website, if you design your website and it looks pretty, then what? That's the question. What's the point of having the website? What's the ultimate goal? So if you learn these tips, techniques on how to make your website make you money, it may be that you don't want to make the money on your website, but if you can teach this or go to your companies that you design websites for and suggest these tips that I'll be giving you, this will make you even more, your services even more valuable. Because the ultimate goal is, when you design your website, you want to either make the website make you money, bring you more awareness, and also help you sell products. Okay? So these are the top of websites we need to gravitate towards, but we need to get the fundamentals or the basics first on how to design these professional looking websites, and then we're going to start talking about all the traffic. In fact, on Sunday, I'm going to have an interview with a guy. His name is Peter. Now, he's actually made $1 million online with e-commerce. So I'm going to pick his brain and really find out how he's done it, because there's a lot of websites out there that talk about, oh, make $100 a day, make $300 a day. Look how I made $20,000 a day. To be honest, I'm not very convinced about those processes they teach, because everyone wants money. I've tried all those techniques, but what I notice is most of them leave out in very key or very important information. So I really want to have this interview with this guy and see how he really does it. So it's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be on Sunday, and then I'll release it probably on Monday or Tuesday. Right. Pranav says, Mac, please update your course on Skillshare. Right. Skillshare is a good platform, but you know what? This is why I decided to build Mac University. I want all my courses to be on Mac University, because on Skillshare, it takes me just like CSS Portal here has mentioned that I'm very, very busy. To be honest, having different platforms where I'm going to give support, it can be a headache, to be honest. So I don't want to feel like I'm in a situation where I put a course on Udemy or I put a course on Skillshare, and then when people ask me questions on those platforms, I don't respond maybe, or I respond after a week or all of that. I mean, it doesn't really sit very well with me. So this is why I built MacUniversity.com, so that we have a central place where people can ask questions, so you don't go longer than a day without me responding. Of course, it does happen sometimes, but of course, it's not intentional. It's because maybe things are broken and I'm really stuck on trying to fix things. But we are squashing out all these problems that I'm having at the moment, so things should be much, much, much better soon. Right. So that's Skillshare. Any more questions? Any more questions? Brenda says, a while back you said you were working on an advanced DIVI course. Yes, that's absolutely right. That's the DIVI Blueprint 3 course. This is the course that I give away to anyone that uses my affiliate link to buy DIVI. Now, the course that's there right now in Mac University, that course is dated now because I was waiting until WordPress Gutenberg was out in order for me to start building, the course, because I didn't want to be in a situation where I'm stuck with WordPress 4.9 and then Gutenberg comes out. It is a totally different layout and DIVI works with it, totally different. And then have that course out there. It's really a waste of, time, and then it'll be also frustrating for you. But that course is in line for production. I will be creating that course, and anyone that has unlimited access to that will still have unlimited access to that. So that is a course that is going to be on the in the membership. Right. Al-Haji also says, do you cover SEO Press? I haven't really played around with it, but I've actually bought the plugin, and people do say it's actually quite good and it's cheaper than Yoast SEO, but I really need to try it out because it looks like it's a quite popular plugin. So I will look into it as well. If I feel that it's better than Yoast, I may be using this SEO Press. I've actually installed it on Mac University, to be honest, and it seems to be doing the job. But I'm still keeping an eye on it to see if it's really, really working well. Because I've always used Yoast all these years, and I found it stable. But when you try to get to buy the updated plugin, which has more features, it is quite expensive. So I want to see if I can get all the features in SEO Press that we have in Yoast. So if that's the case, then I will be advising everyone that, look, you can all get your features in SEO Press that you get in Yoast. So that'll be the better alternative. So I'm still looking into that and seeing which one I'll be going with next. But yes, thank you for pointing that out. I am actually using this. Frodi, is it Frodi? Yes, sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but yes, all these courses that I'll be releasing are part of the membership. Okay, so all these new courses, if you're a member of Mac University, don't worry about about paying extra for the course. No, as long as your membership is active, you'll have access to all these courses despite the price. Okay, like for example, the membership course that's just been released is going to be $297. But because you're a member, or all you members out there, lifetime members and your monthly members, you get access to all these courses. Absolutely free with your membership. Okay? But if you're not a member, you have to buy that course for $297. That's the only difference. Okay? Right, RV here has a very good question, and the question is the inbuilt DIVI SEO section any good? Right, I want to be honest with you here, okay? Because, of course, I'm part of the DIVI team, Elegant Themes team, but I don't want to come across as biased and try and just push things that I think are not, don't really work as well. And this is one of those things, and this is why I prefer to be honest with people that ask me genuine questions like this. And it goes like this. The inbuilt SEO in DIVI, and this is my honest opinion, I don't think it really works as well as these other plugins like Yoast SEO and SEO Press. So I wouldn't really invest so much time with inbuilt SEO, but just download the free Yoast SEO or the SEO Press. I think you definitely get a better result using that. And that is my honest opinion, okay? Because I don't want to tell you that, look, go and use the inbuilt SEO for DIVI. Then when you don't get results, then you come back to me as well. So I want to try and be as honest as I can. And that's the truth. In fact, I can't say I haven't used the inbuilt SEO option for DIVI. I've always used Yoast. And right now, I am using this SEO Press. So I would say download the free plugins, use those instead. Okay? Right. Fantastic. Any more questions? Any more questions? Let me take a look here. Wow. There's quite a few questions here. Yes, Pranav, and I hope I'm pronouncing that well. That is a very good suggestion. I really need to make a video that talks about what you get with the membership, with the Mac University membership, because even the courses, and I'm making a critique of my own website now, I don't even have a page which shows the courses that are in the actual membership. So this is something that I'm working on. But what I had done is, and this is the truth again, I've been prioritizing on making sure that people get access to their courses, because there was a time when people could not get access to the courses in the membership. And that was quite frustrating for me, because I kept on getting emails saying, I can't access this course, I can't access this course. So I was trying to fix that, because, of course, that's the last thing that should go on. You know, you should get access to all the courses every time you log in. So that is what I was really fixing. But in the next upcoming days, I am going to be putting the course library on the actual website so people can see what courses are on Mac University. So thank you very much for that reminder, and it is a fair comment. Shano, I would say go with Yoast. Okay, once I've done a lot of testing with SEO Press, I can then, suggest that if it's any better. But if you go with Yoast, that is a safe option or a good option. Go with Yoast SEO. That's the plugin I've been using for all this time. So the only reason why I'm taking a look at SEO Press is because it's a new plugin that's out there that promises all the features that Yoast has and is also cheaper. So that's why I'm trying it out. But if you want to experiment and you really want to go deep dive and start using Yoast, start using SEO Press, you can go ahead and start using that as well. But if you want to be on the safe side, I'll stick with Yoast SEO. Okay. Agante says, I'm unable to access most courses. Right. You see, this is what I was talking about. Agante, do me a favor, please, and go to Mac University on the support little icon on the bottom right. Just leave me a note in there, because once this live goes away, I might miss some of this conversation. So please leave me a note in there, and then I'll look at it right away. It could be that there's some few issues there, or permissions that's not allowing you to see those courses. But you should get access to all the courses in the library. Okay. Ben Harrison says, if I change from Wix to WordPress, how much will it damage my SEO if I do all my SEO with Yoast? Since your domain is the same, it shouldn't damage your SEO. That's number one. And number two, WordPress is actually very, very good at SEO, and Google really loves WordPress websites. So it shouldn't make any damages. But you should also bear in mind that there might be a bit of a transition, but in fact, there might not even be a transition. If anyone out there really knows about this, please help us respond to Ben here. But from my knowledge, if you move from Wix to WordPress, it's the same domain. There's no need to redirect any URLs and all of that. So things should still stay the same. But what you need to do right away is make sure you go to Webmasters Tools. I think it's still called Webmasters Tool. Upload all your XML, your sitemap, your website sitemap to Webmasters Tools. Okay? Once you do that, that process is telling Google that these are the pages on my website, so please index them. Okay, that's what you need to do. So make sure you do that part first. But it shouldn't really damage anything, to be honest. And if anyone has an experience with that, could you also share that with us in the comments? Okay, Agante says you've already done that. Okay, fantastic, Agante. I will take a look at. I will take a look at that. Right. Russell says here, problem with Wix are the URL. They're not standard, so you'll probably have to redo the SEO from scratch. Okay, very good also from Russell, and it's always good to hear from someone that has that experience with it. So, and this is why for those of you who are starting off with web design, taking on platforms like Wix and Squarespace and all these platforms out there, they are quite difficult when you try to move things around. But for this option here, Ben, I would say move your site and then recreate your site as Russell is mentioning here. You will build your SEO back again for those keywords that you are ranking for right now. So it wouldn't demote you. I wouldn't think so. Yes, that's right. So Russell says here, this is deliberate from Wix, so you don't move away. Yeah, I mean, these companies want to obviously, keep you in their system. So this is why WordPress is always the better option. Right. Chanel, I've responded to that already. I said, if you, from what it seems, SEO Press seems to do exactly what Yoast does and is also cheaper, but I'm still testing it. So I would say go with Yoast because I haven't got the full review yet to say 100% go with this one here because it works, because I'm still testing it. So if you want to start adding your SEO to, I would use Yoast. But if you want to go into the deep end and just start using SEO Press, you can also go ahead and use that, because right now that's what I'm using for my website, but I haven't really done the review to say this is actually the plugin to go with. Okay, I'm still on the fence with that. Umar says, will you be doing a tutorial on Schema? Yes, I think Schema is actually really good here. Let me write it down. I have a tutorial. I have a plugin, a Schema plugin, which is doing really, really well. For those of you that don't know what Schema is, when you go on Google and you do a search, and then you see some search results with, let's say, reviews, and they have like a 4-star or 5-star on a WordPress blog. That's an example of what Schema can do. So you can actually go to your post and specify what type of post it is in the Schema plugin. So that's something that we'll be doing again to help enhance your website. Okay, I'm going to switch over here to Crowdcast. Ahmed said, is Yoast necessary if you use tools like SEMrush? Right, absolutely. SEMrush tells you what popular keywords have whatever traffic it is. So let's say you want to do SEO for a specific keyword like how to bake a cake. So what SEMrush does is it tells you how many people are searching for how to bake a cake. So if it's, let's say, 100,000 people, that's what it gives you. So when you go to your website now, you need to use that keyword now, how to bake a cake, and make sure you have it in the title, you have it in the description, and you also have it in the content and all of that. So Yoast SEO now is the plugin that helps you do that. Specify where your keywords need to go, even in the meta description. So SEMrush is only telling you what you need to know in terms of how popular those keywords are. That's not SEO. That's the first stage, the keyword research. But you have to apply it now onto your website. And that's where you need Yoast SEO. I hope that is clear. Right. Brenda, which mastery course are you referring to? Is it the WordPress mastery course or is it the membership? Chris says +1 on Schema. Oh, Frody has just signed up on Mac University. That's awesome. Thank you very much for signing up, and I will do my best to provide value to Mac University. So thank you very much for that. Jose, I think you're referring to SEO Press. Yes, SEO Press is very, very similar to Yoast SEO. Yes. Okay, let's take a look here. Right, Umar says, looking forward to it. Okay, any more questions, guys? Any more questions? If not, we can call this a wrap. Any more questions? Okay, yeah, Monique here says, thank you for the quick explanation of ACM Rush. Right, in fact, on the web design formula, I will also be sharing a service that is cheaper, but really, really good for keyword research, because SEM Rush is quite expensive, and I've actually used it myself. And it is a service that you need to be using if you are actually making money with it. So if you're just like a beginner building up your website, that's going to be quite expensive for you. So I have an alternative to that, which I'll be sharing in the main course of the web design formula. And it is very, very good. It also tells you how easy, the keyword difficulty, as you also have in SEM Rush. So it is really, really powerful. I'll be sharing that with you in the course as well. Chris says, hope the replay is available soon. I got here too late. Yes, the replay is going to be available. It's also going to be on the YouTube channel. So I keep all the replays on there, so you can always go back and watch it. Alhaji says perhaps SEO course should cover both plugins with a final recommendation. Now, yeah, I think that'll be an option, but I think what's even better is if I did a review of both plugins, and then I will give an overview of which one is better, and then from that's the plugin that I will use in the final course. Because if I do two of the same plugins in the course, this can be confusing because people want a definite answer. Is it this one or that one? So that's what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Would you guys rather have me give you two options to choose from and make detailed tutorials on them, or would you just want one that I recommend based on how I've used it and the results? What would you prefer? Okay, Brenda, more about, Advanced DIVI. Okay, the Advanced DIVI course, I'll be putting that together, very, very soon. So I would say about 3 to 4 weeks, because the membership course is also, I also need to finalize the last modules. So right now I have 2 modules out, so I just need to finish off the 3 modules. They're not very long, but at the same time, I'm also looking at how the website is functioning. I really want to make sure that everyone has access. So if there's less things that I have to deal with in terms of support, that's even better, because the course will then be even out way, way quicker than that. Because the advanced course is also going to have things like the latest features in DIVI, and also things like dynamic content, because I think that's a topic which is really, really powerful. And once I give you ideas on the type of websites you can create with dynamic content, I'm sure you guys will love it, because this just takes your website to the next level. Okay? Brenda, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure on that, because okay, let me just explain how I'm looking at this. So the WordPress Gutenberg course is now out. It's complete. It's been edited. The membership course is pretty much almost finished. I'll say it's about 70% done. So after the membership course, ideally I want to do the DIVI one. right? The DIVI course, the updated version, and then do the web design formula, because these courses, I think they are essential to begin with. And also, there's quite a lot of people that have bought the membership plugin that promised access to that course. But I hadn't done it because of the Gutenberg being released late, because we were expecting it in August last year, and then we only got it in November. So that delayed quite a lot of production. But behind the scenes, I am really working hard. I'm hoping that within the next sort of like month or so, the web design formula should be the course that's like really on the horizon. But I'm just praying that we don't have a lot of problems with things going wrong on the actual on our website. So I would say a month from now, 6 weeks from now, that's when I'll start the production. But I will be promoting this course way before it's complete, because I want people to be aware of this course, because majority of you now, I think you are going to be on that level, because you know how to use Divi. It's about making those websites even more powerful with those features that I have in that actual course. So it is a course that I really need to, I would have prioritized it, to be honest, but the Divi course now, it's so out of date, and I'm sure most of you have seen that. If I can just bring that to update that, then I'm free to do the web design formula, and then anything else can come after that. So I'm really looking at the time here, and I'm just hoping that after about a month, I would have done all these things that I've just explained. Okay, so Brenda says 2 courses. It says login. Right. It may mean, right. So these are the things that I'm talking about. So Brenda, do me a favor. Can you just add a quick note for me on the Mac University website on the support, so I can look at this as well, because it could be something to do with permissions. So I need to fix that so that you have access to these 2 courses. Al-Haji, that's a very good point, because with these pending releases, definitely the course needs to be kept updated to make it to have the latest information. So this time I won't be doing like what we did last time. And in fact, it's different now because we have Gutenberg, and I don't see any other version of WordPress coming out very soon. So that's going to be okay. So as Divi is updating, I will also be doing quite a lot of updates in that regard. So yes, that's a very good point, and I will be keeping that course updated. So I'm really also looking forward to that. Let's take a look here. Any more questions? Morton says, looking forward to advanced custom fields and templates. Absolutely. I mean, the combination of advanced custom fields and templates is going to change, how you look at websites. For some of you that have used advanced custom fields and pods before, you know what I'm talking about. You can design amazing, crazy websites which have dynamic content, pages that update, automatically by just you inputting content. It's going to be amazing. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Right. Okay. So I don't see any more questions now. Okay. So we can call this a wrap. So I'd like to say to everyone who joined me today on this live stream, thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back again on Saturday, and we're going to do a few reviews. I've just got a long list of people that have submitted their websites for reviews. But if there's anything specific that we should cover, please drop me an email. In fact, in the support, just send me some topic ideas that I can prepare for Saturday. But Saturday we are on, and definitely we'll have a good topic to cover. Web related. I'll just find a topic that we can cover, but we're also going to do maybe 3 or 4 website reviews, do some Q&As, and also I can cover a topic in web design. So that's going to be on Saturday. Yes, Saturday, 7 a.m. Eastern. 7 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. That's the time we're going to do this. Okay, one more last question here from Alhaji saying, any idea idea for an episode? Can we look at extra theme? To be honest, extra is not really as versatile as the DIVI theme, because it's not very flexible. Let me put it that way. It was good. In fact, I designed a website before for my wife using extra for her blog. But to be honest, I've actually moved from extra to DIVI because there's more flexibility there. So I wouldn't really recommend using extra right now because of the power that we have in DIVI. So I would gravitate towards DIVI. But if there's quite a lot of you that use extra, in fact, can you let me know in the comments here, how many of you actually use the extra theme? Okay, let me know in the comments box. Just say extra, extra, or no extra. Or if you've used it before. Let me know in the comments box, please. Monique says no extra. RV says extra, extra. 5 or 6 sites. Oh, wow. So, RV, you've used extra for quite a while then, you know. That's amazing. 5 or 6 websites. Okay, we also have no extra from Feroz. Okay, let me just check here on YouTube. Okay, we have quite a few no's here. In fact, yeah, Ahmed, no extra. Agante, no extra. Corinne, no. Uma, no extra. I thought so because very few people actually use the extra because we have more features on DIVI. So RV, what's your view now that you've used DIVI and extra? Do you think extra is a solid option compared to DIVI in terms of building blogs? Yeah, Ahmed says I always use the DIVI theme. Yep. Right. Chris says started tinkering with it, but gave up since it was pretty obvious ET doesn't care about it as much anymore. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get the same love as the love that goes into DIVI. You know, so that's the challenge that we have there. Alhaji says, okay, fine, no extra for me too. That's really funny. Okay, so that's a wrap. So thank you guys for tuning in. This was a very exciting episode. So looking forward again to be on the live show on Saturday. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you soon.